Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is February 16, 2012. This is Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service. My name is Matthew Weinzettel.
And I'm Jessica Pickwick.
In today's headlines, Qantas profit drops 83%, 1,000 rape kits are found, a TCU drug bust, a hawk lands at an animal shelter, a Zeta Phi Beta retreat, and the latest sports and weather.
In international news, according to the Associated Press, Sydney's own Qantas Airways plans to cut 500 jobs after it posted its 83% drop in just its first half profit margin. The Aussie airline blamed its profit loss on the rising fuel costs and strikes that grounded the fleet. The previous year, Qantas posted a $239 million gain in 2011, but 2011 profits were only $42 million. The rolling worker strikes caused $194 million in losses when it grounded the entire fleet. Qantas plans to cope with the loss by withdrawing some international flights while revamping its catering and engineering businesses. CEO Alan Joyce stated the high Australian dollar made it difficult for the airline to do business, not including the 26% fuel cost increase from the following year. Joyce also said even with all the cuts being made from none of the jobs will be outsourced. However, they plan to cut $700 million in capital expenditures in the next 2 years, which is just over 750 million American dollars.
In national news, according to the Associated Press, Detroit police found an old storage facility housing more than 1,000 rape kits. Detroit police say that these kits date back to the 1980s and are expected to be reviewed and possibly retested. DNA found in the kits that doesn't belong to the rape victims will be loaded into the FBI's DNA database system, CODIS, to search for possible matches that could lead to arrests. This is just a small portion of the 11,000 found in 2009. The state says they are working as fast as they can while still making smart decisions. They try to respond to the 1,500 to 2,000 cases they receive each year first, then work their way through the others as they get available time. Once the kits have been run, the DNA will stay in the system until someone is either arrested or there is a hit on the DNA. The find came from inspections that have begun since the state took over the crime lab in 2008. This was due to an improper handling of firearms cases.
In Texas news, according to the Associated Press, authorities arrested 17 students from Texas Christian University as part of a 6-month drug sting. Among the arrests, 4 TCU football players were allegedly arranged marijuana sales after class and around practice. Players told the police that most of the athletes failed a surprise drug test just 2 weeks before the bust. The 17 people arrested were caught making hand-to-hand sales of marijuana, cocaine, ecstasy, and prescription drugs to undercover officers. Officials say that the students have been legally separated from TCU and criminally banned from campus, but no statements have been released about whether the students have been kicked off the team or not. Their names have been removed from the rosters on the student athletics website. Athletic director Chris Del Conte said he expects TCU student athletes to serve as ambassadors for the university, and he will not tolerate behaviour that reflects poorly on TCU. Head coach Gary Patterson said, "At the end of the day, though, sometimes people make poor choices. The Horned Frogs are bigger and stronger than those involved."
In regional news, according to the Empire Tribune, the majestic bird of prey, a red-tailed hawk, was delivered to the animal shelter after being found injured in southern Erath County by the Army Corps of Engineers. The hawk will call the shelter home until Friday, when it will be moved to the Glenrose Wildlife Rehabilitative Facility. Unfortunately, those out there wanting to adopt this bird from the animal shelter, federal law prohibits native birds from domestication. although everything from salamanders to flying squirrels to parakeets can be adopted from the Humane Society throughout the year.
In campus news, according to the Tarleton News, Stephenville's Tarleton State University campus will host hundreds of women from Texas and Louisiana for the Zeta Phi Beta retreat on February 17th and 18th. The Southern Regional Undergraduate Retreat will have nearly 30 chapters attending. Sigma Omicron, one of Tarleton's own chapters, will be hosting the annual event that consists of a day of workshops dedicated to getting back to our roots and a dance. The event kicks off with a charity dance benefiting Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Arath County Friday night from 8 till 11 p.m. Saturday's events will start at 9 a.m. with Dr. Dominic Delevados. Welcome. For information about the event or the Zeta Phi Beta chapters, visit zpib1920.org.
In sports, according to the AP News, the San Antonio Spurs beat the Raptors 113-106, winning their 9th straight game. Tony Parker led the Spurs with 34 points to extend the Spurs' winning season record. Parker also went 12 for 12 from the foul line. Unfortunately, Duncan was unable to extend his double-double streak, finishing with only 8 points and 3 rebounds. DeMar DeRozan scored 29 points for the Raptors, moving their losing streak to 3 in a row. Raptors coach Dwayne Casey said their losses were subject to them being undermanned and jokingly said if anyone was available for a 10-day contract, they were looking for bodies. The Spurs still have 4 games remaining on their road trip, hoping to add a few more to their winning streak. Also, San Antonio's rookie Corey Joseph became the 8th Canadian-born player to appear in a Toronto game.
In today's weather, it is currently 45 degrees outside, partly sunny as we are moving towards our 58-degree high. There is a 30% chance of showers for tonight with mostly cloudy skies as our temperature drops to 42 degrees. My name is Jessica Pickwick.
And I'm Matthew Weinzettel.
Tune in Monday for the latest news from Tarleton State University campus.